In this video, I will review the MBT-B Tier 10 American Heavy Tank Reward Tank Armor Profile. With this said, let's get started with the front of the tank and with the huge weak spot. So I have here the Defender gun, which is a 122mm caliber gun with 225 base AP ammunition penetration value. Now let's get this tank in 10 degree gun depression like this. And as you can see, the top of the gun, the gun is oscillating like on the Cran one, which means it moves up and down. And when it's in the 10 degree gun depression, this is overmatchable. As you can see, it's green. So basically every gun with a 122mm can overmatch this top of the top of the gun, the top of the tank here, which is a huge problem. But the good problem is that when you're in 10 degree gun depression, this weak spot is not visible. So I have here this tank in 10 degree gun depression, and in this position, that weak spot is not visible anymore. So basically, in 10 degree gun depression, this tank is unpenetrable. Even with 340mm of heat penetration value, we will have some weak spots at these triangles here at the front of the upper side of the gun. So basically this is the upper side of the gun here. So when you are in a 10 degree gun depression like this, you will have small chances to pan this tank if you have 340mm of heat penetration value here and here. So this is the only weak spot on this tank when he is in 10 degree gun depression. So let's go back and continue our armor review. So here, the lower plate of this tank, let's switch here to APCR with 265mm on the Defender. The lower plate of this tank is 221, upper plate 323 auto ricochet angle. This upper side is 350. So it's basically can't be penetrated. Now the turret, the gun metal of this tank is actually good, 340mm all over, 400, and even the minimum value on this armor is 345. All over here, all over. So basically, with some weak spot here, which I find here, this ring close to the gun actually has got only 250mm. Let's switch to hybrid here. So basically, this is penetrable. I didn't notice that, but now we find the weak spot here at 250. If you shoot at this ring here, let's switch to visual to see better. So basically, this ring has got 250mm of armor protection value, which is actually bad because now you can pen this tank in the gun. So yeah, let's continue with the stat. But basically there is no weak spot on this tank whatsoever. Only that is with 250, but it's really bad. So other side, in the turret we have around 370mm here, 400, even 700. So basically, and these periscopes are not part of the tank. These are not hit boxes. So here you will not deal damage, and not even here with 350mm. So all over, basically the tank armor is good. Now the side is 255, 250. Other side, same configuration. It's pretty weak. Let's go now and check the tank in side sweeping position. So basically this tank, as you can see, can't side sweep because we have here a flat triangle which is already green at 200. When you try to side sweep like this, you will have around 200mm. So basically any tier 8 tank with AP can pen you, and the side, the tank is not great whatsoever. But the main purpose in this tank is to play in 10 degree gun depression. That's it, not much. So let's go around and check the armor on the side. Here we have in the front 150mm. So from the side, this tank is actually 150 here, 160, 68, 70 here at the back. At 82mm at the back is actually weaker. The whole, now we have here from the front 270 here, 105, 113 here, only 40mm. So if you want to pan this tank with HE, you can just pan below the tracks here, and you will do huge amount of damage, like 530 plus. Basically any tier 8 tank can pan this tank on the side with HE, so below the tracks here. So it's not a big of a deal. Let's now check the tank in the rear side. Here we have at the back 45, 35, 48, and 49, almost 50, and 84 here, 85. Other side, same configuration. In the turret we have around 168, 150 here, 150, 176, 190 here, 160, hull 110, and 40mm all over. So let's switch to HA. So here it can be penetrated from the rear, basically here, not in the turret, and here at the back. So in the 10 degree gun depression, you will have you need to have 340 millimeter plus to pen this tank. And let's switch to visual to see better what weak spot we have here. So basically at the top of the gun here, at this angle, you can pen this if you have 340 plus millimeter minim value on a heat penetration. Only PCR doesn't even really matter, just to pen here and here. And basically here in the gun, we have around 250 millimeter at this section, which is at this ring around the gun, which can be penetrated really. Let's switch to AP here. And as you can see, it can be penetrated with AP, BCR heat, and with anything basically if you have plus 25. So it remains to see how good this tank will perform in this case because of this ring and these weaks. But let's switch back to live here and here. It's really interesting, but other than that, the gun is just the gun method is OP unpenetrable. The whole turret is unpenetrable. The only weak this tank has basically 2 weak spots, 3. The ring here 1, 2, and 3 basically. So that's it. The tank looks really good and really promising. And with this weak spot, it's just bad because if you're not in 10-degree wind depression, you are not hiding your tank. So basically, you are on a flat surface. You hide your lower plate, and you want to shoot down on someone. When you press the gun, they just can pan you in here in the top of the gun. So basically, it doesn't even matter if you hide your lower plate, because your turret is good, but this is a big weak spot. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for next upcoming news and videos about this tank.